believe it.
Y'all did it.
KBLA Talk 1580 is about to celebrate its second anniversary on Juneteenth, and no terrible twos around here. We couldn't be more excited about all the good news we'll be announcing soon, including the launch of some new shows to keep giving you more of what you've been looking for.
Come on.
Smart radio for smart people. Hey, it's our celebration, but you get all the gifts. We'll be giving away fresh merch, swag bags, and a chance for you to join the private invitation-only, star-studded music and dance till you drop, food and drink galore second anniversary celebration. To stay in the know about the second anniversary details, download the KBLA Talk 1580 app right now. Don't miss out on your chance to be a winner. At KBLA Talk 1580, when we come forward, we're bringing everybody with us.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Hello, Michelle here. Today I wanted to make a video about the female narcissist. I get a lot of guys in my coaching practice that tell me, Michelle, I do everything to make her happy. I bend over backwards. I do whatever she says and wants, and yet nothing I do is ever enough. I can't seem to make her happy. And the reason that that happens is because the man in the relationship has one goal. His goal is to make her happy. But what he doesn't realize is that the female narcissist has a completely different goal. Even though she says she wants to be happy, even though she tries to make you feel like you're responsible for her lack of happiness, her goal is not to be happy. Her goal is to create chaos. Today I want to talk about 5 ways that the female narcissist creates chaos out of nowhere. So without further ado, let's get started. The first way that the female narcissist creates chaos is by this unspoken, unwritten set of rules that she has. She will begin to criticize everything you do and almost dictate every move and every thought that she thinks you should have. So if you do something, she'll say, oh, but you didn't do it this way. Or if you say something, you said it, but you didn't say it in this tone. And she will criticize your way of loving her as if nothing you do is good enough. Men caught in this cycle of chaos will strive harder and harder. They will enter the famous hamster wheel of striving to please this person without realizing that every time they learn one rule and they put it into practice, it changes. Once again, that's evidence. That's clear evidence that she's not looking for you to get it right. She's looking for reasons to argue. The second thing female narcissists do to create chaos is when they have their narcissistic rage. They will scream, yell, hit, break things, and at the same time blame you for it. They will make you responsible for their behavior. If you hadn't hurt them the way you hurt them, they would never have acted that way. If you hadn't said a certain thing, they never would have acted that way. So they become verbally and physically aggressive and abusive and yet blame you for it. The third way female narcissists create chaos is in the way they converse with you. If you're having a disagreement and you're trying to reason with her, get through to her, get her to see your viewpoint, if she lets you speak, and I stress the word if she lets you speak, she's not really listening. She's not really caring about your viewpoint, how you feel. She's not trying to understand you. She is pausing. It's like they hit the pause button, they allow you to speak, and then they continue on as if you never said anything. So it's chaotic because trying to have a mature, reasonable, calm conversation with them never happens, no matter how hard you try. After they pause and you speak, the conversation often turns into a never-ending monologue with them criticizing and telling you everything that you do is wrong. And this one leads me into the fourth thing that female narcissists do to create chaos. While they're criticizing you, while they're pointing out all of your defects, all of the things you never do that are good enough or right, what you start to realize is that they don't do that either. They may say something like, "You never say I love you in the morning," but they don't either. "You never do this," but they don't either. So everything is one-sided. You're punished for what you don't do, but the fact that they don't do it
Michelle Lee Neves is in here killing already. The voice of reason on a hump day. Finna put some lumps on your head. Listen, I had to do this topic. And the reason why is because so many brothers have emailed me this topic. And I've been low-key avoiding it, or not really avoiding it, but saving it, right? Today's the day, though. Today is the day. You're listening to the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580. You already know I bring the difficult topics. It's my job to bring the difficult topics. I want us to have an open, honest, and non-judgmental conversation, discussion. Please call in and share your opinions. Women, brothers, please call in, share your experience. I want to know what you're thinking. This is my thought on the whole narcissism piece. I think narcissism is intrinsic to the human condition. But what I do feel is that, when you do the research on it, 75% of narcissists are classified as men. But then some people doubt those numbers because they're basically saying, well, the numbers are a bit skewed because of, how they evaluate narcissism in women. This is what I read today. Very interesting. And so, like in the publishing industry, when you write relationship books, most editors will tell male writers to write with a slant towards the female audience because that's their largest constituency, the female audience. So if you're writing a book from a male's perspective, sometimes it doesn't always fly. Or if you're writing a book from a balanced perspective, sometimes it doesn't always fly. So many editors will tell writers, hey, make sure, you assuage this particular audience. My thought on narcissism is that it's a part of the human condition, and I believe it's far more balanced than how it is represented in the empirical data, to me. Now, some people could disagree. Some people can disagree, and that's all right, especially here on the Voice of Reason. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Tonight's topic, tripolar, i.e., she, herself, and Sly. It's all about her. Me, me, me. Me, 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 me. It's all about her. She's tripolar. She, herself, and Sly. She gonna be Sly. She gonna gaslight. People think only men gaslight. No, women do it too. Right? People think only men are self-centered. People think only men are selfish. No, it's not true. Question: how do you beat a female narcissist at her own game? 1-800-920-1580. Get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. I want to talk to you. True or false? The problem is the malignant female narcissist rarely outgrows her excessive sense of entitlement, lack of empathy, and thirst for interpersonal exploitation. She merely adjusts these traits to her changing environment. The female malignant narcissist is not just vain and self-absorbed. She is also a covert bully who ensnares fellow female friends, relationship partners, and family members into her toxic web. See, listen, I don't mind having difficult conversations. Do you know 60% of the viewership, the listenership here at KBLA are women? I don't mind broaching the difficult conversation. We should have these types of conversations. Are you in a relationship with a female narcissist? Huh? She's in a relationship with me, myself, and I. She's about herself. I'm just asking. Agree or disagree? When you identify a narcissist woman, the first step is to protect yourself. Remember, narcissists are master manipulators and will do whatever it takes to get what they want. Gosh, what if you got a good woman who isn't a narcissist, but her sister girl circle is comprised of a few of them? 1-800-920-1580. Because typically, listen, sisters, I'm offering you something here. Sometimes you guys got to vet your sister girl circle. Sometimes you guys got to be able to say, nah, you can't be a part of this circle. We sense the toxicity on you. As Jeff Brown would say, good women are always guilty of circling the wagons around bad women. 1-800-920-1580. I know it's tough today, but it's Monday. I had to do it. What does a female narcissist want from you? How is narcissistic women different from men? Right? How is a narcissistic woman different from a man? Do you know how to confuse a narcissistic woman? Eesh. Are female narcissists loyal? What makes a female narcissist jealous? 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, oh my God, this is a haymaker of a topic.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life and your choices with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age, but there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
The party of the summer is back. The Hollywood Bowl Jazz Festival returns on June 17th and 18th with an incredible lineup curated by Kamasi Washington and Herbie Hancock. See Kamasi himself, Belle Biv DeVoe, West Coast Get Down with Raphael Sadiq and Leon Bridges, St. Paul and the Broken Bones, Samara Joy, Diggable Planets, Poncho Sanchez, Aziza, The Soul Rebels with Big Frida, and many more. Hosted by Arsenio Hall. Get your tickets now at HollywoodBowl.com. Hollywood Bowl, forever summer.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is everything.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clear skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit AfricanFocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm not loving you way I wanted to. What I had to do, had to run from you. I'm in love with you, but the vibe is wrong, and it haunted me all the way home. So you never know, never know, never know enough till it's over, love, till we lose control. System over, screaming no, 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 no. I'm not loving you way I wanted to. See, I wanna move, but can't escape from you. So I keep it low, keep a secret code, so everybody else don't have to know. So keep your love locked down, your love locked down, keeping your love locked down, your love locked down. Now keep your love locked down, your love locked down. Now keep your love locked down, you lose. I'm not loving you.
My playlist is my co-host. Hey, welcome back to the Voice of Reason. We've come full circle after having coming forward. KBLA Talk 1580 is the number on your dial. Listen, y'all got to call us, man, because I want to know. I want to know. Are you with a narcissistic woman? We hear about the trials and tribulations of narcissistic men. We hear about the men that gaslight. We hear about manipulative men. We hear about no good, low down, dirty dogs when it comes to men. But why is it that people are so afraid to have a real discussion about his female counterpart? Do you know a female narcissist shares many of the same traits as a male narcissist? Exaggerated sense of importance and entitlement. Supposed to go my way. And it'd be subtle though. My way or the highway be subtle. Some for most. But for many, they will express that it's their way or the highway. Eesh. Ugh. Exaggerated sense of self. Self-aggrandizement. Constant need for admiration and attention. Lack of empathy and disregard for others' feelings. 1-800-920-1580. Manipulative behavior to get what they want, difficulty accepting criticism or feedback. I'm guilty of that. I've been doing it by myself a long time. So when somebody come in my life and kind of give me pointers on what I should be doing, I know I'm a bit hard-headed. But I'm not narcissistic, I don't think. I might be. How about it? 1-800-920-1580. Preoccupation with appearance and status. Tendency to exploit others for personal gain. Inability to maintain healthy relationships. Blaming others for their problems or mistakes. Inability to take responsibility for their own actions. It is believed that both men and women are narcissists, but there is a difference between the two. So the answer to this question is, how do they differ? Well, narcissistic women in relationships. Narcissistic women use relationships for their own gain and validation. They often collect admirers to provide themselves with a narcissistic supply. Now, years ago, I said women typically have what I like to call planetary bodies in orbit around them. They could be with somebody. This has been my observation, and this is purely anecdotal. But from my observation, they could be with somebody, but they still have planetary bodies, i.e., other men in orbit around them. And I've always asked the question, right? Are any of those guys suitors? They went, oh, of course not. Of course not. And then you ask the other question. If you gave any of those guys an opportunity to be a suitor, would they take? Oh, well, of course they would. And I'm not saying all women encourage this. We're talking about the female narcissist. This is where the female narcissist gets her narcissistic supply of attention, right? Of self-aggrandizement. Somebody who want to be with you that ain't with you will be in orbit gassing you up, telling you everything you want to hear. Attila Phillips called them flying monkeys, just flying around in a circle. I get it. But why is it so difficult for us to acknowledge this branch of humanity? Right? Listen, brothers, and I know a lot of brothers out there are insecure. So, an insecure person, male or female, is like lunchtime in high school. We eating. The narcissist thinks we're eating. We about to eat. Do you understand? See, again, men tend, and this is purely anecdotal, men tend to attract women not based on their interior, but based on their exterior. And we're not saying that there aren't men out there who haven't mastered self and proved to be a woman magnet. We're talking about the insecure man. The insecure man leads with his wallet, leads with his accomplishments, and really doesn't know how to say no. Because the things the things he has gathered in life, right, serve as a calling card for him, as opposed to his spirit, as opposed to him being his own calling card. What he has done in life is his calling card. So with those guys, they have a difficult time saying no. They have a difficult time regulating their emotions, right? Just telling you now, these guys, female narcissists love those guys because they're pliable. They buy things. They capitulate to emotional outbursts. They They incessantly apologize. I'm just telling y'all. I know it's difficult. I know. But you have to know when somebody is all about themselves. You have to remember, the construct of relationship is a bi-directional conduit of energy. The energy of love, the energy of respect, the energy of integrity, the energy of freedom, the energy of good space. It's a bi-directional conduit of many types of energy that enfolds into one energy. The problem is, when you're dealing with broken people and wounded people, you know how we do. We lead with our wallet, right? We lead with our beauty. A fine girl that's narcissistic can have the world. I know. A lot of people don't. I know. I know this is tough. But we've got to do it. Brothers, I want to know, have you been involved with a self-centered woman? How she feels trumps how you feel. What she wants trumps what you want. It's never a us movement. It's a her movement. We've heard it from the men. Men do this all the time. So ladies, if you tuning in thinking I'm banging on y'all, I'm not. Okay? Happens all the time with men. Okay? But we talking about y'all tonight. You guys are not, listen, you guys are not exonerated from this conversation. You do it too. Right? Never admitting fault. Pettiness and inability to see the bigger picture. Woo! Obsession with social status. Addicted to social media. Exploiter of others. Using sex appeal to coerce, or as I like to say, flirting to convert. Eesh. Seeming insecure, shy, or reserved, but really the total opposite. Sensitive and reactive. Dependency and neediness. Brothers, I know y'all dealing with this. Playing the victim card. Passive aggressive and manipulative. Can we stop playing? When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. They ready to talk.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. New York State is making 1 million masks available as Canadian wildfire smoke create poor air quality conditions.
We believe that the N95 mask is an important way that people can protect, stop the air particles from getting into their lungs.
Governor Kathy Hochul says New York State health officials urge people to stay inside but mask up if they go outdoors. Well, President Biden is vetoing a measure that would have overturned his plan to assist with student debt. Biden said in a tweet Wednesday he'll not back down on helping hardworking folks, adding he'll never apologize for helping Americans as they recover from the pandemic. And a former NFL player is getting a second chance at a football career. Former New York Giants and Florida State wide receiver, African-American Travis Rudolph, was found not guilty Wednesday on 4 charges from a 2021 shooting. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs, from quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
We begin top story with late breaking news.
Is it going to succeed, yes or no?
I think it's going to succeed. It's going to succeed.
Can you believe it?
Y'all did it!
KBLA Talk 1580 is about to celebrate its 2nd anniversary on Juneteenth, and no terrible twos around here. We couldn't be more excited about all the good news we'll be announcing soon, including the launch of some new shows to keep giving you more of what you've been looking for.
Come on!
Smart radio for smart people. Hey, it's our celebration, but you get all the gifts. We'll be giving away fresh merch, swag bags, and a chance for you to join the private invitation-only, star-studded music and dance till you drop, food and drink galore 2nd anniversary celebration. To stay in the know about the 2nd anniversary details, download the KBLA Talk 1580 app right now. Don't miss out on your chance to be a winner. At KBLA Talk 1580, when we come forward, we're bringing everybody with us.
anniversary, KBLA!
The pandemic may be over, but many Angelinos could be at risk of losing the place they call home. It's important to know your rights as a residential renter in the city of LA. Did you know eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt that was due before March 31st, 2023? And that you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice, also known as an unlawful detainer. Learn more about your rental rights at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for education as a right, not a privilege. Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science is a private, non-profit, community-founded, student-centered university committed to cultivating diverse health profession leaders who are dedicated to social justice and health equity for underserved populations. CDU does this through outstanding education, clinical service, and community engagement. Recently, Charles Drew University made history by opening only the 5th medical school at an historically black university. Congratulations, South LA, and congratulations to the dean of the medical school, Dr. Deborah Protho-Stith. CDU is now training doctors and providing $90 million in annual economic benefit to Watts and surrounding neighborhoods. To apply for medical school, get more information, or sign your child up for the Junior Doctors Saturday School program, visit cdrewu.edu. That's cdrewu.edu. At KBLA, we are dedicated to equity in education and ending healthcare apartheid, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as
heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52,
36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
Sunday, June 18th, come out to Africatown in Leimert Park for the Juneteenth Independence Revolution commemoration. The Independence Revolution will be part of a 3-day weekend to celebrate Juneteenth. Join in the national hashtag Wave of Freedom, where Black people across the country will stand in solidarity to demand reparations for Black American descendants of slavery. Hear from the frontline organizations who are fighting for better conditions for Black LA. Bring your dad to be part of the Honor Thy Fathers ceremony, which will acknowledge dozens of Black fathers in the community. See performances from some of LA's top local artists. Shop with a variety of local Black merchants selling food, clothes, art, and more. The Juneteenth Independence Revolution is a free event for the entire family. Sunday, June 18th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., come to Africatown in Leimert Park to celebrate Black Independence Day. The Juneteenth Independence Revolution is brought to you by Africatown Enterprise, the African Village Vendors Association at Leimert Park, Black Lives Matter LA, Downtown Crenshaw, and Destination Crenshaw.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Her scene.
I'm Dr. Ramani Durvasula, and today's question we're going to try to tackle in this video is, can women be narcissistic? That's the big question, because so much of the focus on a lot of what you see online and read about is really sort of bad narcissistic guy and a woman who's suffering. But absolutely, yes, women can be narcissistic. It's a pattern. It's a personality style, and there's no reason it wouldn't happen in a woman as easily as a man. And anyone out there who has a narcissistic mother knows that women can be narcissistic. But there is a difference. Definitely, if I were to sort of spitball, probably 80-20, 80% men, 20% women who are really sort of noticeably narcissistic. And part of the reason for that are differences in socialization. Girls and women are much more socialized for empathy, compassion, kindness, playing nice, sharing feelings, and vulnerability. Men are told that those things are verboten or they're not masculine, and so many times get the message from fathers, even mothers and society, to man up, be strong, which means don't show emotions and that kind of thing. That can be a setup for that. And also, men may also sometimes experience greater senses of insecurity and vulnerability that will ultimately manifest as narcissism. So they get more valued for some of the criteria that hang out with narcissism, like lack of empathy, entitlement, grandiosity. Men are overvalued for more superficial success metrics like financial success, being a leader, sort of that kind of the alphaness of it all. That does tend to get more rewarded in men than in women, also setting a tone for a greater likelihood of it. But all of that said, there is no reason a woman cannot be narcissistic, and many are. So the patterns are going to be absolutely the same. The lack of empathy, the entitlement, the grandiosity, the superficiality, arrogance, problems with managing emotion. The reason this can hurt so much, and again, I imagine some of you had this experience, is women are mothers. If it was a father's an incredibly important parent, but oftentimes the mother is a primary caregiver. So if you have a narcissistic mother, it can be really destabilizing for a child. So that's one example of where narcissism in women can really sort of exact a toll, not just on their partner, on their husband or their spouse, partner, fiance, whatever, but also on their children. Because for the child, it really comes down then to who is typically their primary caregiver being invalidating, being inconsistent, being cold, being distant, often having very poor boundaries, looking to the child as a source of validation, punishing the child for their own insecurity. So the child will find themselves, at some points they'll feel like they are having to be their own parent, they feel like they have to be their mother's spouse, like it's sort of all over the place. So it's a really difficult way to grow up. Many people, when they encounter narcissism in women, if it's not their mother, they might encounter it in the workplace. So some people will say, gosh, I work with this woman, she's very difficult, she's stealing my ideas, she really creates a lot of toxicity in the workplace, etc., etc. So that is the example of how a narcissistic woman can really sort of make a workplace into a very sort of chaotic, difficult, toxic environment. Sort of the prototypical narcissistic female boss would be someone like the woman Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada. It's a great example of that kind of really invalidating, cold, distant, unempathic, demanding, entitled kind of boss who's a woman. Now, a woman who behaves in that workplace like that will sometimes maybe take more flack for it, but not always. And a lot of times women will turn to a woman to be her mentor. And when that woman in a position of authority turns around and is deeply narcissistic, it can actually really feel rough, because I think a lot of people say, oh, I've got a female boss, maybe she's going to be more of a...
So y'all thought it was an illusion. Do you see? There's a different metric that they use to determine particular patterns of narcissism. She said 80-20. What I discovered, it was 75% men. But she said women are cultured and raised different. Their conditioning is different. They're conditioned to be empathetic. But the research need to dig into women they can weaponize empathy. They can weaponize sweetness. They can use sweetness to manipulate. They can use kindness to control. Okay. Somebody do the research on that. And that's where you'll find your woman or female narcissist hiding? Right? I know people y'all don't want to have this conversation. Y'all scared? Because many men are in relationship with this woman. She not happy unless it's going her way. Relationship is a bi-directional biofeedback environment. No one's feelings should trump the other. But in this relationship, it's validate or get gone. Pay attention or get gone. It's about me or nothing. 1-800-920-1580. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Let's get them in. Who's been on the longest? Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here.
Hey, brother, great topic. You know, when it comes to narcissism, you know, so I've been married a long time, but before I was married, there were two girls. And they wanted to hang with me because I was playing ball at the time, and you get a lot of attention and the best parties, no doubt. Athletes had the best parties. There's no question. Maybe entertainers in L.A. But, you know, some people want to be seen. In L.A., you guys win it. You guys are at the top of at the pinnacle of people that want to go out and be seen. But the one thing, if you're ever involved with a narcissist, she's a female or a male, they can be played. Let me tell you how you play a narcissist.
Come on, Sean. Come on. Let's go.
You can play them like a fiddle if you really want to. If you think they're trying to just be with you and hang out with you for all the benefits that come with hanging with you, but they don't really like you, then all you got to do is always boost that ego, that narcissism in them. All you got to do is go over there and tell them something. You remember when you said, you know, these athletes, all they want is you know, to be rich and famous and all that kind of thing. I think you ought to say that and say the best players don't want to be rich and famous all the time. They want to be the best at the game. They're not thinking about the money. So then you put that in their head, even though they've never said it, and they'll go, oh, yeah, I remember when I said that. These people are so full of it. All you have to do is put something in their head they never said, but they think they said, and it's really good, and then you can play them, and you can keep playing them like that. Anyway, that's one way.
I love it. I love it. So you're feeding them ideas. You're feeding them lines.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, you go in there and you go, you know, hey, remember that time when you said all these girls here, they could get whatever man they want if they would just, you know, give them what they want in the bedroom and all that.
Wait, Sean, hold on. I got to carry you forward.
All right.
Because I want your tips. Just hang on. When we come forward, we going back to Oakland. Sean is on fire already.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
It's Black Music Appreciation Month, one of my favorite months of the year. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you in part by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. What's up, SoCal? Here are a few Black Music Month events to help you celebrate. First stop, throughout June, Disneyland is honoring the history of Black music with bands performing hits by Black artists from various decades. Next, catch the screening of Heart and Soul, a love story at the Grammy Museum, June 8th in the museum's theater. And on Juneteenth, that's right, June 17th, join Mayor Karen Bass and Councilwoman Heather Hutt on Jefferson Boulevard for the naming and ribbon cutting ceremony of the New Orleans Corridor, followed by a second line parade all the way to the main stage in front of Harold and Bells for a concert celebrating Black music with Terrace Martin and Friends, Irvin Mayfield, 1500 or Nothing, and more. Visit NOLA, 2, LAtickets.org. NOLA, 2, LAtickets.org. Fun fact, President Jimmy Carter established June as Black Music Month in 1979. Here's to 44 years.
The Los Angeles Public Library proudly presents the June Jubilee inaugural event commemorating Juneteenth. Join us on June 10th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Central Library as we celebrate the rich Black culture in our city. This free event will include a special opening celebration featuring African drums procession and a libation ceremony at 9 a.m. along with speakers, workshops, live entertainment, and more for the whole family. Parking is only $1 with a valid consolidation. Learn more at lapl.org/Jubilee. That is lapl.org/JUBILEE. If you're a business owner or lead a nonprofit that has between 26 and 49 employees and you paid COVID sick leave in 2021 or 22, you may qualify for reimbursement through a state grant program administered by the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. Learn more at covidpaidsick.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Honestly, I'm trying to stay focused. You must think I got to be joking when I say I don't think I can wait. I just need it now. Let it swing my way. I just need some love. Tired of with these lines, baby. I just need a thug. Won't you be my plug, ayy? You could be the one, ayy. Get started with a handshake, baby. I'ma need more than a hug. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say nah. Oh, nah, baby. Give it to me like you need it, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, my playlist is my co-host. You already know what it is. That's Summer Walker. Girls Need Love. And everything she's saying in the song is true. But I want to hear a record that speaks to other levels of truth. How come that record couldn't have been called Girls Are Addicted to Attention? How come that record couldn't have been called Girls Are Narcissistic Too? How come that record couldn't have been called Girls Gaslight Too? See, just like the publishing industry, the R&B, I got to speak to my audience. I'm here to tell you, when you reach a certain level of truth, right? Unadulterated, purified truth. I'm telling you now, it changes you. It intensifies whatever it is that you're doing. Right? Lies start to feel like a Wendy's hamburger. After you've been on a 45-day detox. Do you understand? We need the other part. I want to hear women being more human. Because the more human you become, the more balanced you become. And I'm tired of this imbalanced narrative that only men are toxic. Women are toxic and selfish and goofy and all of this stuff and lame and dusty. Y'all that too. And you get in these relationships because you cute, right? See, cute is a currency. Do you understand? But see, age is the counterpoint to cute. Uh-oh. See, the older you get, the more serious you get after you done played around with 4,000 people. I'm just telling you how it's perceived out in the world. Oh, we're not going to address ageism, racism, sexism, and classism? Oh, okay, cool. It's still here. If women start to just fall in, lean into their truth, and I mean all of their truth. You hear us talk about this all the time. Embrace the shadow, the ugliness, the toxic mama, the narcissistic, the emotionally unavailable daddy. Just embrace all of it. When you start falling into your truth, you really start shining on a different level. Tonight's topic is a deal. We talking about the female narcissist. Are you with one, brother? Sean from Oakland was making his points. Get back in here, brother, and finish up.
Hey, brother, well, thank goodness I am not with one now. I mean, I've been married to the most amazing, confident woman who, yes, a lot of people are attracted to her. A lot of men are attracted to her, but we're good because I accept her for that confidence, and I'm not worried about anything. But I did get, before I met her, I got played one time. That's all it took for me to learn, played by a narcissist. And that's what I was saying when I, just wanted to be around, me because, who I could be around. You know what I'm saying? Just who I could be with, the kind of parties and all that kind of stuff. I mean, she was hotter than a bandit's pistol. Don't get me wrong. But I'll tell you what, it would not be worth it in the long run, brother. And so it ended up after she dogged the hell out of me, I learned my lesson. All you have to do that to me is one time. Mm-hmm. And what I realized the second time it was going to happen again is what I was telling you in the last segment, is that you can play these people. First of all, you make them believe that they are the legend in the mind. They think they are a legend in their mind. So all you have to do is play on that. And all you have to do is tell them, do you remember when you said, I remember when you said that athletes can make it if they're not worried about the money. They can make it to the top, and they can be the best ever if they're just worried about playing the game and not the money. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, I should say that again. You'll be amazed when you meet people like this. They will rip anything off from someone else. And you are not a narcissist. I know you mentioned that because you play clips of other people, experts and things, saying what they've come, their whole, research and how they believe things to be, and you give them credit. And then you do your thing, and I give you credit. And when someone says something I think is great, I'll say it again, but I'm going to give them credit.
Right.
But when you try to take credit for someone else's stuff, or you're just trying to be, what can I get from this person? That's when you got to open your eyes, men or women, and make sure you don't fool around with that, because they're out there. They'll take advantage of you if you're not careful. And that's why I'm saying flip the switch. Take advantage of them. And that's how you do it. You just play on their ego and make them believe they are as great as they think they are.
Brother, I appreciate the insight. Sean from Oakland, California. Town Business is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. My brother Reggie from Austin, Texas is on the line. The phone lines are wide open. I want to hear from y'all. Get in here, Reggie.
What's up, man? Just a quick back and forth, because I need to level set some things so I understand, okay? You talked about some things like in the very first part of the show, but can you be a narcissist if you own and accept what's being seen as a fault? Like if you can check every box of the characteristic that you listed in the start of the show, are you being vain, or are you being advantageous to a system that caters to beautiful women and handsome men? Must you be oblivious to your actions in order to truly be a narcissist?
So,
that's my question to you.
So that's very interesting question. First off, narcissist, noun, plural, right? Or narcissist is the plural. A person or persons who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves, self-aggrandizement, right? Grandiose kind of personality. Again, it's easy to get this stuff mixed up with self-acceptance, with your truth, with self-love. See, and on the higher end of consciousness, what we forget is, and as a matter of fact, Andy, cue this up for me real quick. Frankie Beverly and Mays, We Are One. On the higher level of consciousness, you start to realize the borders fall away. We are one. On the higher end of consciousness, you start to see the oneness of all things. Now, for the narcissist, the ego is telling him all things revolve around his or her ego, who they think they are. This is where self-aggrandizement comes. Now, where there is self-aggrandizement, there is the marginalization of others. There's the manipulation of others. There is the minimalization of others. You get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. What I guess the point is, if you know you're doing that, and you're doing that because it works for you, then are you just being advantageous? Or do you have to just be oblivious to it and you're just doing it because you don't know you're doing it?
So when you say, wait a minute, hold on. Stay with me, Reggie. When we come forward, we going back to Reggie. I love Reggie's questions, man. He be in here cooking. Let's go.
Can't understand why we treat each other in this way. Taking up time with the silly, silly games we play. We've got our love, and no matter how it's
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. New York State is making 1 million masks available.